Now without a doubt, the S22 Ultra is the highest end Android phone you can get right now. Every year, Samsung brings out one to set the pace for what the competition is supposed to be like for the year. Now the S22 Ultra has a massive 6.8-inch display, a 5000 mAh of battery, the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip, and a new and improved camera unit. But there are a few drawbacks like the power-hungry SoC and how it affects the battery life. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the body and display, the performance, the software, the battery life, and of course, those new cameras, and give some sort of perspective on the S22 Ultra. Now, let's get this party started. The price of the S22 Ultra is on the expensive side. If you do plan to get one, it will set you back about $1,200 in America or about $1,500 here in Canada before tax. Now, I do know the price is a bit too steep, but remember, Samsung does a lot of deals down the line, so you might want to just wait a little bit and see if you can get a deal that is worth your time. Now moving on to the body and form factor, the physical aspect of the S22 Ultra is why I kind of love and hate the phone at the same time. Now why I hate this phone, for one, it is a juggernaut. It is heavy, it is bulky, it is very wide, and half the time I find myself dropping the phone on my table to use my laptop because it gives me a lot of hand fatigue and gets very uncomfortable after a while. Now the 6.8-inch body has Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and on the back, which basically makes it hard for it to break or have any scratches, which I don't think so, and I really beg to differ. It hasn't happened to me yet, but I know a lot of creators and some of my friends that have complained that the S22 Ultra scratches very easily, even just in your pockets. That is why I always come strapped with a clear case from Spen, and no, they didn't sponsor this video. I just really love all their products. Admittedly, the back of the phone is where the S22 Ultra shines the most. It has a smooth matte finish in this nice burgundy color, and by the way, this is the best color out of all the other colors they brought out. Compared to the other S series devices, the camera design is also different. Now, different doesn't always mean better, and I honestly wish they retained the same design from the S21 Ultra from last year, but Samsung really wanted this phone to be very different, and it is, sort of. On the right side of the phone, they have the power button and volume button on one side, just the way I like it. At the bottom, you have a USB-C port, good speakers that don't really get loud, but they have good quality, and of course the S Pen, which we'll be talking about very soon. The display on the S22 Ultra is a 1440p AMOLED 2X display with a 120Hz refresh rate. Now compared with other phones, the S22 Ultra gave a more vibrant, rich and accurate colors when I was outside. Now speaking of outside, this thing is a beast. It has a max brightness of 1750 nits, and trust me, when you're outside you will not have any issues. Sometimes I think you don't even need that much brightness when you're outside because it affects your battery life significantly. Now some other things I didn't talk about is the ultrasonic fingerprint reader. It's right there at the bottom of the phone, and at the same time it is fast, it is sharp, and it is very responsive. I really appreciate it on the S22 Ultra. Now, let's talk about the S Pen. In the last few days, I haven't exactly used the S Pen for anything at all. Apart from the first day when I just brought it out of the box and I just tested it out, I haven't really seen the need for it. Right now, it's not just for me, but at the same time, I'm gonna tell you guys the cool things you can do with the S Pen. Okay, one cool feature is when you're scribbling on a phone that is locked. If you quickly take out your S Pen, you can scribble a quick note on your screen. Now once you put it back, it automatically saves in your Notes app. Now more cool features are Smart Select, where you can quickly take a portion of the screen and send it to somebody. It also has Translate, where you can select any text and translate it in your own language, and of course Live Messages for when you want to stylistically emphasize something on the screen to a friend. Now my favorite feature is using the S Pen to take a picture without holding your phone. This is great for family portraits or a larger group of people. In theory, the S Pen is great and everybody should love it, but in reality, someone like me, I really don't see the need for the S Pen. Yes, it does work in some certain situations, but at the same time, I could also just use my hand to do that task I wanted to do. And at the same time, I'm pretty sure some people would prefer a bigger battery to the S Pen because that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip and the display are quite powerful and it affects the battery life significantly. Okay, speaking of a bigger battery, the S22 Ultra has a 5000 mAh of battery and it should definitely be there to last you about a day and then some. but that isn't really the case. In my everyday use, this phone died every single day before it was 5 or 6 p.m. That is very disappointing for Samsung's flagship phone of the year. Now when you want to compare this phone to other devices like the iPhone 13 Pro and the 13 Pro Max, those two phones have a better battery with a smaller battery capacity. Hopefully with software updates and whatnot, maybe the battery will get better, but in my experience, especially with the Pixel devices, it doesn't usually get better. But that remains to be seen. Just like last year, the S22 Ultra comes with 4 cameras at the back and 1 in front. You have the main sensor, which is a 108 megapixels, you have an ultra-wide lens and 2 telephoto lenses with upgraded sensors for 3x zoom and 10x zoom. In the last couple of days I used the cameras, I have been impressed with the overall unit. The main wide angle is great in sunlight conditions, the colors are vibrant with great dynamic range and was well detailed. It does give inconsistent shots 9 out of 10, but you get the pictures that you're looking for. The telephoto sensors are great. They do have a slower shutter speed thanks to the smaller aperture, but it is an improvement from last year's S21 Ultra. Samsung really does well when it comes to zoomed in photos, but you see that 100x zoom is kind of overkill. It does give you a wow factor when you first use it, but after a while, it becomes kind of pointless. Night mode is great, they do brighten up shots a little bit more and the detail is pretty good. It won't surpass the Pixel, but it does the job pretty well. Also, Samsung is collaborating with Snapchat and TikTok to improve the in-app camera. Overall, the Samsung camera is pretty good. I still put it number 3 below the iPhone and of course the Pixel devices. Performance-wise, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip really makes this one of the snappiest phones in the market. Playing games or going through social media or just texting, it holds up pretty well. And One UI is improving every single day with their custom themes from the Samsung store, their widget system, and giving an overall good Android experience. Ultimately, Samsung almost knocked it out of the park with the S22 Ultra. You have a great display, great performance, great SoC that is power hungry, and of course, a decent camera. However, it does have a lackluster battery that is disappointing and a stylus that I'm not really sure most people want to use. It is very hard to recommend this phone to most people because the price of $1,200 is a bit too steep. At the same time, I'll rather recommend the S22 Plus if you want to get a Samsung phone. It's definitely cheaper and will give you more value for your money. But what do you guys think? Do you think the S22 Ultra is worth the money or not? Comment below and let me know. And guys, if you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you will be notified when I drop more videos like this. Thank you guys for watching. My name is KJ Awas and I will catch you guys in the next one where we talk all things tech.